Hey guys, it's Allie, and I'm outside today because the weather's nice. Please excuse the cars and or shouts or calls from pedestrians from beyond the wall. So today I have a different kind of video for you today from what you can see from the title, I'm sure. And this is because, for me, I've always been an avid reader of young adult fiction and a supporter of young adult fiction. But as much as I love the genre, I feel there's some definite issues that could be improved, as well as some great things about the genre that oftentimes are misconceived by people who want to see it in a certain light. So I decided to start YYA, which will be a discussion of the genre and different facets of it. So I will be having episodes every Saturday, starting this Saturday. One of the main points of this is that I really want to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions. It's really important to me. I feel like this is an important discussion to have on BookTube, with the majority of BookTubers being readers of young adult fiction. So I think that this is a very important discussion to have, and as well as to spread beyond our age group and beyond the BookTube community. So please put your thoughts in the comments, share this video, make me a video response because I would love that too. Put it on social media, everything. I want everyone to be a part of this discussion. Okay, so let's get right to it. One of the big things is I think it's brought a lot of people into the reading community that wouldn't otherwise be a part of the reading community because for whatever reason there hasn't been anything that's caught their eye or made them want to start reading. And I think young adult has done a great service to a lot of teenagers and people who are younger than teenagers or people who are older than teenagers and just weren't big readers before, and including myself, because this is such a cliche story, but back in 6th grade I decided to read the Twilight series. I've since outgrown that, but I will say that had that not been published, who knows when I would have started really reading, because I started reading the Twilight series and I got really enamored with it, caught up in the whole craze. No shame. But the great thing about that is that it got me to explore other books, more books within the young adult genre and beyond the young adult genre, you know, adult genre classics. But that really got me initiated into this beautiful community of readers. And I think that many young adult series, Twilight, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Divergent, Legend, any of those series has done that for a lot of readers. And I think that is something that should not be forgotten because that's really important and really impactful on a lot of people. The second thing, a lot of stories in young adult fiction, some of it is the most bold forms of storytelling in the fiction world. Granted, not all of it, but some of it is. And I think one of the reasons is a novel is supposed to be about discovering some part of yourself or discovering some part of the world or learning something through someone else's eyes. And I think that, you know, traditionally, you learn the most about yourself through your teenage years and your early 20s, which is, you know, typically the young adult target audience. And I think that being able to explore some of life's big questions or life's little questions or just questions about yourself through a teen's eyes is very poignant. And it's actually kind of the epitome of what a novel is. Another thing, YA is kind of like food for the imagination, I think. It's not constrained by any one subject area. I'm not saying that other things like literary fiction, nonfiction, etc. is constrained or limited to one subject, but I'm saying that I think so many times people think that everything in YA is a carbon copy of either A, the Harry Potter series, B, the Twilight Saga, or C, the Hunger Games trilogy. No, it is not. It is not limited by one of either magicness or supernatural paranormal romance, and C, dystopian. And even though those are some really popular mediums right now and are doing great in the market, that is not all YA is. YA explores alien invasions, assassins turned into revolutionaries, students of magic in an epic fight against evil, claustrophobic spaceships, mockingjays, girls with gifts and 2 different colored eyes, little boys scared to face their mother's disease, girls who forgot something big that happened in their 15th summer. If you got any of those references, I love you. But it's not limited to one subject area. YA is a broad spectrum of subjects, and I think a lot of times people fail to realize that. Now to the bad or much needed improvement side of young adult fiction. Oftentimes what bothers me is that things can be too perfect, aka one of my favorites, melodramatic or idealistic dialogue. Sometimes I just noticed this when I was finishing up Heir of Fire, which, you know, I loved, but sometimes they just speak in such a way I'm like, no one talks like that. Or it's just so dramatic and so, like, angsty, God forbid. And it's just, you know, no one really talks like that, so there's a lack of realism in that aspect. Also, one of the biggest things, insta-love. Just no. It doesn't happen, kids. It's not a thing. I mean, maybe it is in some occasions, but the amount of insta-love that you see in these books is just absurd, honestly. Like, it's kind of painful sometimes. It's so passionate and intense right when you see them, and then they hate each other and then they love each other, which of course is seen everywhere, not just YA, but just the amount of hormonal insanity that happens in a lot of YA books is just painful, because it's like, people, we're not that bad, we're not animals. And also, you don't meet the love of your life most of the time when you're 16. And then a more surface thing, so many times people are so pretty and physically perfect, like super thin, super in shape, perfect skin, perfect hair, perfect everything. I mean, no one is that perfect. And when you have this perfect main heroine surrounded by perfect males in prime physical condition, yes, there are people like that. Is everyone in the world that perfect? No! People have physical imperfections. Second thing is writing style. I feel that too many times young adult authors write in such a base, simple format that lacks a sense of creativity and flavor that makes writing so interesting and such a wonderful craft. And yes, sometimes simpler writing can work with a story's format or flow or purpose. Yes, I will give it that, but it just happens too many times. And what it starts to feel like, at least for me, is that young adult authors think that because of the age group, which is young adults' target audience, and because of that we're all teens, or we're early 20s, or we're 12, 11, that we can't appreciate the beauty and importance of the craft of writing itself. And that almost feels insulting, because it's like, do you think that because you're writing a plot-driven novel, which is a great thing, and trust me, I've read my fair share and loved my fair share, but writing and plot go hand in hand. You can't pick one or the other. It's a balance. And so many times we're left with a mishmash of just plot-driven novels with not even an attempt to do it justice with good writing. And it's just a shame to me, because people my age, I think, are often underestimated. We can appreciate and love and be excited about great writing just as much as we can be excited about a good plot. And yes, sometimes plot or writing is slightly more emphasized, which is fine, but you can't just X out one or the other and assume that we won't care. Anyway, so that's it for today's discussion. I really hope you guys liked it. If you don't agree with me, please put it in the comments. If you do agree with me, awesome. Also put it in the comments. Make sure to share this. I want everyone to be a part of this discussion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out next week's episode, and have a wonderful day. Keep on reading, guys. Bye!